Imagine you are standing in your backyard at midnight. The air is cold. The world is quiet. You look up, and the moon is gone. Not hidden. Not eclipsed. Gone. In its place, a brilliant ring of white fire slowly unfolds across the sky. Silent. Expanding. Like a wound tearing through the darkness. You don't know it yet, but you are witnessing the last peaceful night humanity will ever know. For 4.5 billion years, the moon has watched over Earth. It has pulled our oceans into rhythm, steadied our planet, and lit the night for every civilization that has ever existed. Every empire, every explorer, every dreamer has looked up at the same pale silver world and believed it would always be there. Tonight feels completely ordinary. Families are walking home beneath its glow. Sailors cross calm seas guided by moonlight. Astronomers aim their telescopes at its ancient craters. Somewhere, a child stares out a bedroom window, imagining what it would be like to leave footprints on its dusty surface. No one realizes they are seeing the moon for the final time. Then something changes. A razor-thin line of brilliant white light appears across the moon's surface. At first it looks harmless, almost like a trick of the eye. But within seconds, the line begins to spread. Longer. Wider. Brighter. Astronomers are the first to notice. Observatories around the world lock onto the moon. Computers compare live images with photographs taken only moments earlier. The results are impossible. The fracture is growing at incredible speed. News stations interrupt their broadcasts. Phones begin buzzing with emergency alerts. Millions of people step outside and look toward the sky. Nobody understands what they are seeing, but everyone can feel that something is terribly wrong. The moon grows brighter every second. Its familiar gray surface disappears beneath a web of blinding white light until it shines like a second sun hanging in the middle of the night. At first, there is no sound. There can't be. The moon is nearly 400,000 kilometers away, and space carries no noise. From Earth, all you see is light. A blinding flash erupts across the sky as the lunar surface tears itself apart. It is beautiful in the most terrifying way imaginable. Then reality catches up. The moon is not a small object. It is 3,474 kilometers across, nearly the width of the continental United States. Breaking something that massive apart would release an amount of energy beyond anything humanity has ever witnessed. No nuclear weapon. No asteroid ever observed. Nothing built by human hands comes close. The glowing fracture races across the entire moon until the surface can no longer hold together. It shatters. Gigantic slabs of rock separate from one another. Entire mountain ranges drift into space. Craters that have existed for billions of years vanish in seconds beneath expanding clouds of glowing dust and molten debris. For a few moments, the night sky looks like a second sunrise. The moon is no longer a world. It has become a storm of brilliant light stretching across the heavens. People everywhere stop what they are doing. Cars pull over on highways. Airplanes report an unexplained flash visible from thousands of kilometers away. Cities fall strangely quiet as millions of people stare upward, unable to believe their own eyes. Then scientists begin calculating where the debris is going. That is when the panic truly begins. The moon's gravity is gone. Nothing is holding the shattered pieces together anymore. Trillions upon trillions of tons of rock, iron, and dust are flying outward at incredible speeds. Some fragments escape into deep space forever. But not all of them. Earth's gravity immediately begins pulling countless pieces inward. The largest fragments are already on trajectories that cross our planet's orbit. Humanity has only one terrifying realization. The explosion was not the disaster. Within minutes, every major space agency is tracking the expanding cloud of debris. Massive radar systems lock onto thousands of objects. Supercomputers race through billions of calculations every second, trying to predict where the fragments will go. Screens fill with glowing dots, each one a piece of the moon speeding through space. At first, scientists hope most of the debris will miss Earth. Then the latest calculations arrive. Silence fills the control rooms. A significant portion of the shattered moon is being pulled toward our planet. Some fragments are no larger than grains of sand. Others are the size of houses. The largest rival mountains, each carrying enough energy to erase entire cities if they strike. Emergency meetings begin across the globe. Governments interrupt television broadcasts with unprecedented warnings. People are told to remain calm, but the fear spreads faster than the news itself. Highways become packed with traffic. Airports overflow with desperate travelers. Supermarkets empty within hours as millions scramble for food, water, and fuel. But there is nowhere to run. The first pieces arrive sooner than anyone expected. Tiny fragments slam into Earth's atmosphere at tens of kilometers per second. Friction heats them until they glow brighter than molten steel. Across the night sky, thousands of streaks of light appear at once. For a brief moment, it looks like the greatest meteor shower in human history. People step outside to watch. Some even cheer. They don't realize they are witnessing the opening moments of a global catastrophe. The harmless-looking streaks multiply until the entire sky is alive with fire. Every continent watches the same terrifying spectacle as countless fragments burn overhead, leaving blazing trails from horizon to horizon. Most of these tiny pieces vaporize before reaching the ground. But most is not enough. Because hidden among the countless streaks are larger fragments. The first impact doesn't happen in a city. It happens in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. A fragment barely 200 meters across tears through Earth's atmosphere faster than a rifle bullet. The air around it compresses so violently that it glows brighter than the sun. For several terrifying seconds, daylight returns in the middle of the night. Then it strikes. The explosion releases more energy than the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated. A column of seawater rises kilometers into the sky, while a shockwave races across the ocean in every direction. Moments later, tsunami warnings light up coastlines around the world. Before anyone can react, another impact follows. This one crashes into a remote desert, blasting a crater nearly 3 kilometers wide. The ground shakes hundreds of kilometers away. Windows shatter. Buildings crack. A mushroom-shaped cloud of dust climbs into the upper atmosphere, where powerful winds begin carrying it across the globe. Then another fragment falls. And another. Within hours, Earth is under relentless bombardment. Not every impact is planet-killing, but they don't need to be. Some erase entire towns. Others ignite forests that burn for weeks. Powerful shockwaves flatten everything in their path, while fireballs streak across the sky faster than anyone can comprehend. Emergency services collapse almost immediately. Power grids fail as communication satellites are destroyed by debris passing through orbit. GPS signals disappear. Internet connections fail. Air traffic is grounded. Rescue teams cannot reach the places that need them most because roads, bridges, and airports are disappearing beneath explosions. People hiding underground listen as distant impacts echo through the earth. Each vibration raises the same terrifying question. Was that the last one? Or is another already on its way? The answer arrives before anyone can breathe. Because while rocks continue falling from the sky. As the bombardment continues, scientists begin noticing another terrifying change. The oceans are behaving strangely. For billions of years, the moon's gravity has pulled Earth's waters into a steady rhythm, creating the tides that shape coastlines, drive ocean currents, and support countless ecosystems. That invisible force has been so constant that humanity rarely thinks about it. Now, it is gone. At first, the change is subtle. Coastal communities notice tides arriving at unusual times. Harbors that should be full are suddenly calm. Elsewhere, water surges farther inland than expected. Within days, the pattern becomes impossible to predict. Marine life that evolved with the moon's ancient rhythm begins to struggle. Coral reefs, tidal wetlands, and coastal ecosystems are thrown into chaos. Fishing fleets return with empty nets as ocean currents shift in ways no one has ever recorded. But the oceans are only part of the story. Astronomers continue watching Earth itself. The planet is still spinning, but without the moon's long-term stabilizing influence, scientists know the future has become far more uncertain. Over thousands to millions of years, Earth's axial tilt could become much less stable. The regular seasons that civilizations have depended on for agriculture and survival may no longer remain so predictable. Humanity suddenly realizes something profound. The moon was never just a bright object in the night sky. It was part of the system that helped make Earth a remarkably stable home. Meanwhile, another threat is growing overhead. Millions of fragments that didn't fall to Earth are now trapped in orbit, forming a vast ring of debris around the planet. In sunlight it sparkles with eerie beauty, stretching across the heavens like a scar. From the ground, it almost looks magnificent. But every fragment is traveling faster than a rifle bullet. Satellites collide one after another, creating even more debris in a runaway chain reaction. The impacts become less frequent, but Earth does not return to normal. It can't. Dust from countless collisions has risen high into the atmosphere, spreading around the globe. Sunlight grows weaker. Days become dimmer. The sky takes on a strange color, as if the world itself has faded. Temperatures begin to fall. Farmers notice crops failing in places that were once fertile. Rain patterns shift. Some regions experience relentless storms, while others face droughts unlike anything in recorded history. Food supplies become uncertain, and nations struggle to adapt to a planet that no longer behaves the way it once did. The oceans are changing too. Currents that carried heat around the world for thousands of years begin to shift. Marine ecosystems, already damaged by the collapse of predictable tides, continue to suffer. Entire food chains are disrupted. Humanity survives. But survival is not the same as living. Cities rebuild beneath darker skies. New observatories are constructed to monitor the endless stream of debris still circling Earth. Children grow up in a world where the moon exists only in photographs, books, and stories told by older generations. The nights are the hardest. For all of human history, people looked upward and found something familiar waiting for them. Travelers used it to navigate. Poets wrote about it. Lovers stood beneath it. Entire calendars were built around its cycle. Now, when people look into the darkness, they see only a thin ring of shattered stone encircling the planet, glowing faintly in sunlight. A scar across the sky. And perhaps that is the most unsettling part of all. The universe did not take the moon away out of anger. It offered no warning. No explanation. No reason. One moment, the moon was there. The next, it was gone. And humanity learned a truth that is both beautiful and terrifying. The things we depend on most are often the things we barely notice. The moon was never just a light in the night sky. But what if I told you this almost certainly won't happen? The moon isn't about to crack apart tomorrow. In fact, it is one of the most stable objects in our cosmic neighborhood. It has survived billions of years of asteroid impacts, violent gravitational interactions, and the chaotic birth of the solar system itself. So why imagine such an impossible disaster? Because it reveals something extraordinary. We spend our lives worrying about the dangers we can see. Storms. Earthquakes. Volcanoes. But some of the greatest forces protecting humanity are completely invisible. The moon is one of them. Without ever making a sound, it has shaped Earth's tides, influenced our climate over immense spans of time, and become woven into the history of every civilization that has ever existed. It has inspired myths, guided explorers across oceans, and even helped humanity take its first steps beyond Earth. Every night, it hangs above us as if it has always been there. And because it has always been there, we stopped noticing it. The universe is full of worlds far more violent than our own. Planets with oceans of acid. Moons covered in erupting volcanoes. Stars that explode with enough energy to outshine entire galaxies. Black holes that swallow light itself. Compared to them, Earth is incredibly rare. Not because it is perfect, but because countless cosmic conditions came together to make it livable. The moon is one of those conditions. It reminds us that life doesn't exist because the universe is gentle. Life exists because, for a brief moment in cosmic history, everything happened to be balanced just enough for us to be here. So tonight, if the sky is clear, step outside. Look up. That quiet silver world has been with us for billions of years. And for one more night, it's still there. The universe has a way of making us feel small. Every night, we look up at the stars and see something beautiful. Something peaceful. Something eternal. But the truth is far more unsettling. Space doesn't care whether we survive. It doesn't make promises. It doesn't offer second chances. Worlds collide. Stars explode. Galaxies crash into one another. Entire planets vanish without leaving a trace. The universe keeps moving, with or without us. And yet, against impossible odds, Earth became home. Not because it was guaranteed. Not because it was protected by some invisible force. But because, for billions of years, countless pieces of an unimaginably complex cosmic puzzle happened to fit together almost perfectly. The moon is one of those pieces. A silent companion that has circled our planet since before the first oceans formed. It has watched continents drift, dinosaurs rise and fall, civilizations appear, and humanity take its first steps into space. Most nights, we barely notice it. We glance upward for a second, then return to our busy lives, never realizing that one of the greatest reasons our world feels so stable has been quietly hanging above us all along. Maybe that's the real lesson. The most important things in our lives are often the ones we take for granted until they're gone. The moon reminds us that stability is precious. That life is fragile. And that our place in the cosmos is far rarer than we ever imagined. So tonight, if the sky is clear, step outside for a moment. Look up at the moon. Not as a distant rock floating through space, but as an ancient companion that has silently shared Earth's journey for more than 4 billion years. Because one day, long after we're gone, it will still be there, watching over a world that once looked back. Until next time, keep looking up. Because the universe is filled with wonders. And some of its greatest mysteries are hiding in plain sight.